Hi, and we're live. Welcome to the Jane family show. Hope you all doing well. Big up to Estelle, Warrior, Happy Zones, Evita, Firman Strong, Simply the Best, and Sitar Party. Big up on yourself.
High jump, 100 meters. Oh my goodness, it's coming down now. I think this is heaviest it has been since yesterday. We had a really busy at the beginning of the afternoon session yesterday. Particularly bad timing for some of the athletes in the javelin throw as they would have completed the competition. They're pretty much ready to go. They're anticipating just a couple more throws. And they expected to have been out of there. In fact, I think that may have been the last throw of the competition. Shamanda Wilmot apparently. Shamanda Wilmot got a throw of 46.39 on her last attempt and snatched the gold. It's scared. We haven't seen the measurement on that last throw from Wilmot, from Charles. If that is the case, that's a fantastic morning for the Jamaican team. Very much high jump and the gold in the javelin throw on the 70 girls. So we awaited updates from the javelin throw area after that last throw from Charles.
Thanks for the likes, guys. Thank you.
So you're not missing any action at the moment. It's pouring here inside the National Stadium, the Toronto James Cricket Stadium here in St. George's, Virginia. They expect to win this morning session. 4x4 heats for under 17 boys and the under 17 boys long jump final.
Hey, Dakota. How are you doing? How are you, Dakota? Are you still here? Thanks for nice having you here. Nice having you and everyone who take the time out to be here.
Charles' last throw, we are hearing 42.28 meters.
Sorry guys. Sorry. I'm under the weather.
2025 cycle down with silver, whereas Wilmot gets the gold. Look at these medal standings still that you said Trinidad and Tobago having more medals than the Bahamas at the moment. Jamaica leading at the moment, 15 gold, 16 silver, 12 bronze. Not sure after which events this tally comes from, but you get the updates for it overnight. Trinidad, they have 6 gold, 9 silver, 9 bronze, so 24, and Bahamas 6 gold, 7 silver, 4 bronze, but there's 17 at the moment. Also medals in Antigua, 1 gold, but only 1 bronze. Carifta responsible for that, and now St. Charles has added that tally. They have 9, 2 gold, 2 silver, 4
Well,
bronze.
at the end of the day, every country deserves glory. So I know I'm giving thanks that we're on top. Really happy. So we just have to just stay and just Or enjoy yourselves. Doesn't take nothing too personal. Just push until something happens. Yeah, I'm just happy for them. Really, really happy for them.
Silver at 5 bronze medals. Smart responsible for that gold from the cable javelin. Then three massive gold medals on the first day. We had the under 20 girls, under 20 boys, 400 meters on the 4x4 mix. To go along with that bronze as well. Haiti, they got their first medal as well as silver.
Go 80. Go
Gold
80.
and bronze. St. Lucia, they have a
Go
gold,
80.
silver, and a bronze, so they have a full set. Trinidad and Tobago was mentioned. They have 24, and Turks and Caicos Islands, they would have had that gold in the high jump. They also have a silver, and the Belize, they have a gold as well that came in the long jump last evening. The under 20 girls. Brooklyn Little, one of the best performances of the Carifta Games so far. So it's a rain break here at the Kirana James Anderson Stadium. We're going to take a short break. So you back to your respective studios. So we return, hopefully the rain will subside and we have competition resuming.
Was broadcast of the Carifta Games 2026. Hi, my name is Sasha Lindsay Barnes, and I'm the founder and the director of Candor Space, my business. And welcome to Love the Paris of St. The name of my brand is Candor Space, and we make handmade purses, clutches, phones, cross bags, you name it, what they're classy, functional, and fashionable. So the business started when my sister got sick. Ill enough that she couldn't work, couldn't do anything on her own. I'm always there for her. I love her to death, so I said, what can I do for her? So, and that's a part of it, the service side of it. I was going to school, had one job because not enough to provide for both of us, and her doing it. So after what she wanted to do, that she could make some money from it, she was sewing. went to a store, got a machine on hire purchase, brought it to her. I brought it to her after long deliberation. Okay, I don't want to sew, I don't want anybody at my house, I'm just going to do it for fun. I said, fine, I'm going to put it on flat, do it for fun, your stick, your stretch, whatever. I went ahead and got another one for myself, again on hire purchase, and started to practice. I had 7,000 change, I bought some started of fabric, came home, started to practice. The first I saw, which was supposed to be a pencil case, was very ugly and it took me 12 hours. The second attempt took me 9 hours. And then after I said, go through, I said, when I folded the big ugly one first, I said, whoa, this looks like a clutch. No, I like to consider myself a nice little active kind of girl, you know, shoes and heels, and I'm a church girl. So I said, come wear one of my heels, whatever. There the idea was born. So you go in the store and you buy a cloth, and even though you have pockets and all of these things, you can't go in it. Fit like wood. So for ours, they're flexible. So that makes it functional. Even though they don't have a lot of pockets, they carry a lot of stuff. Maybe they just look simple and like very small. The content of your essential day-to-day movement can be held or carried in the back. And we use fabric such as, whatever printed that we see that stands also for the trip and lettering or even lettering or them. So I mix and match and blend and create a design. We now present broadcast of the Carifta Games 2026. We now present broadcast of the Carifta Games 2026.
Congrats, Jamaica. You guys are doing us proud.
Okay, so your personal best will be just over 44 meters, and I haven't launched that one so far, and then you must have been excited. Alright, so there we had it. Mrs. Amanda Wilmot, another gold medal for Jamaica in the javelin show on the 7th. Not up to this and thank you very much, Clyde. You know, wonderful job in the rain downstairs. And we have a change in the commentary box as we say good morning for the first time to Bernard Antoine from Grenada. Welcome, sir. Stephen Bayline on the picture, joining our broadcast team for today's sessions. We just heard Shamando Wilmot of Jamaica, the winner in the girls under 17 javelin throw competition, getting 46.39 meters on her final attempt to beat Roxanne Charles, was the defending champion from Antigua and Barbuda, whose best was 46.27 meters. Bernard, last night we saw in the long jump, as I was saying to Terry earlier, we get a look at Shamanda Wilmot for the throw that gave her that win. Last night in the long jump for under 20 girls, we saw Brooklyn Little of Belize getting that gold medal, jumping a big jump on her third attempt. And here we're seeing in the final round of the javelin, Wilmot of Jamaica doing the business to get that gold medal with that 46.39 meters. Welcome, first of all, Bernard. All right, thank you very much. And it's a pleasure to be here. I had a really, certainly, I thought that the house, that was the vision. You will actually see the bottom of I expected the
Go Jamaica, go Jamaica, go. Go Jamaica, go
is
Jamaica,
my
go.
last shot. And this is exactly
Go
what happened.
Jamaica,
The beat and yesterday. This is the last lesson with everything.
go
And
Jamaica, Jamaica,
with the
go.
sadness that
Go Jamaica, go
with much
Jamaica,
experience
go.
more. So perhaps that
Go.
lesson easier to control of schedule. Or life pattern, I think you would right now. Certainly, and we are going to be looking some updated scores for the girls pentathlon competition. Kenny Vincent, she now moves to 3,944 points, ahead of her teammate Kerry Romney, to 3,453 points. In third is Xander Franz of Curacao, 3,311 points. So no changes in the top three after the fifth event, the long jump. Fourth is Jerbienska Costa of Curacao, 3,257 points. Fifth, Brittany Barron of Jamaica, 3,180 points. In sixth, Inaya Nesbitt of Bahamas, 3,008 points. Seventh is Kisan John of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 2,789 points. Eighth, Montetia St. Bernard of Grenada, 2,742 points. And ninth, Sydney Douglas of Grenada, 2,422 points. That comes after the long jump to Vincent with the best jump in that event at 5.56 meters. As the rain come down once more. Costa of Curacao, the second best jump with 5.25 meters. Fury Robley of Trinidad and Tobago, 5.17 meters was third in that event. Brittany Barrow of Jamaica, fourth with 5 meters on the money. Zaza France of Curacao was fifth with 4.90 meters. Nesbitt of the Bahamas, 4.81 meters was sixth. St. John, seventh with 4.80 meters. Eighth, Sidney Douglas of Grenada, 4.53 meters. And then Teacher St. Bernard of Grenada, 4.29 meters. So that event completed. The javelin on the 17 girls competed. The high jump also competed in this morning session. Sabine Bernard equaling her season's best. Comes next, Jada Smith of the Bahamas, 14.29 into the finals. Chelsea Joseph of Trinidad and Tobago, 14.29 seconds, the fifth fastest in qualifying. Eve Leping of Martinique, 14.31 seconds, And Tajani Huggins of St. Kitts and Nevis, 14.53. Sarah McLean rounds out the list of qualifiers from Barbados, 15.23 seconds. Bernard, we've seen some of the events this morning. This is the final day of competition for Carifta Games. What events are you looking forward to most likely? That's the first question. The second question is, what event have you seen since the start of the championships that stands out in your mind? One of the best that is the one in this time we are seeing. I then the national is the other with focus in fact, but Finland no longer that yeah one lean and see and so forth. It I haven't I don't the concept of strictly Ulan what Ulan. So once we can go to that, in terms of the event that would stand out, it has to be when there was an election. One of the expected to see that he said was something. She had a post that. Look at the block. Not just a bad that, post that. And it was quite formed talent. That was it. Not that. Wait. Certainly, many persons are disappointed that they didn't get a super fast time from Shania Douglas, but having looked at the replay, I don't think it was a poor start per se, it was that she slipped in the blocks, so maybe a loose block there. Goes back to the run at championships last week where that was a bad start in my mind, that left in the blocks, still managed to run a solid 11 seconds time, so she'll be back today, the 200 meters final. 22.77 could be on the chopping block that Shawnee and Gino Wico record. But the conditions though proven to be quite not conducive, for want of a better term, for very good performances on the track. We saw that last evening as well, the 400-meter hurdles. But maybe it will improve as the day gets later and potential for not only a sub 23-second run in that under 20 girls 200 meters, but potentially a record challenge. Yes, I say there to be consistent, not what you call the consistent, but it's clear to be consistent. And they hold well up to the better, no matter how. One, one looking for good weather, that's very and we do have that huge break between the morning and evening sessions, so that sometimes it is for that's pretty good. But in terms of weekend expectations, it's later on today. These are all fine so this is fine today this week. And what the week of this good and then yes, there's been all of them. I am looking forward to it. Last evening, Bahamas taking two of those sprint relays. Trinidad won, Jamaica won. 4x4s will be just as exciting. Any predictions you make at this point, or you wait for the at least for the under 17 4x4? Well, it's interesting to wait what we have seen in the IC. Related to one is coming out of Trinidad has come out with this edition of the curriculum. So I would compare that out to the mobile phone. They give a serious challenge now. The reality that much better than you make that Sure. Definitely, and that's something that has been said over the last probably 5, 7 years or so, that the track and field, the athletics coming out of Trinidad has not developed to where it needs to get. And fortunately, on the world scene, Jerry Richards is keeping that hope alive for the Trinidadians. And now good to see James Gordon, the Olympian, adding back, giving back of his time in serving the association there. And as you mentioned, clearly his touch on what is happening to kind of get that growth going once more. Because a competitive region makes Carifta games, for example, very exciting. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the right across the entire span for the because there is anything coming out of today. And as you rightly said, grows Trinidad makes a huge difference as a person, as a presence on the world stage. And this was the small islands, they are catching up. They are doing a lot. We would like to see um, Zambia, for example, come forward the forefront. But the other islands are still definitely trying. Some of the pictures in the middle, gold medal last evening to Addison James, the champion thrower. Was the best conditions to train, as you alluded to earlier, but they managed to get that goal. He's the defending champion, yes. Addison James, so good to see that they would have medal. I think as well, there has been some development in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Not only just more athletes coming throughout the Thursday games, but sending larger teams. They would have had their all-weather track installed about 2 or 3 years now, and that should lend to greater improvement of the sport there. And significantly, something that I think that cannot be overlooked is the improvement in coaching. So coaching education helps, and we have seen that in Jamaica, for example, the GC Foster College, they have turned out a number of coaches across multiple disciplines, and you have seen where schools who in the past would not have been competitive or have athletes who would have been competitive in an event that has now changed. Those athletes are benefiting from the improvement in the coaching training.
Listen, you
And
don't want nothing
some
to
of the
eat?
Caribbean territories are sending their students here to learn their training and study at the GC Foster College, and they're now imparting that knowledge back in their home territories, and some of that evidence we're seeing even here at these territories. Absolutely. And this is the thing that there is a this is but that this is the as the day was there's a that there's a simply that one that mother should I think if I've seen it right where it's sitting right ahead. See the what's that yes,
Is that music playing and I'm rocking my head? It's a gospel song, but I don't want to play it because you know I don't want to get myself in the copyright. God is good to me, I don't want to let him down.
What they do on the track is normally what they would have been doing.
Jesus
If
good
they
to
don't
me.
consider certain things from the training ground, they're likely to make an error when it comes down to competition. And I think if you look globally, most of these athletes, they're trained to understand how to react to the gun, not to react before the gun, but on the gun or after the gun. So maybe that needs to be the case where there's more time and effort spent on getting athletes to relax and understand
Good morning,
how
Jan.
starting
Running, I want
competition
that skill. That's
so that they
nice.
don't miss
Enough love.
the
Love
end
you.
goal,
Have an
but
excellent day.
like
Thank you.
in general is
Always.
assisting
Respect.
some
All right.
companies
See you later,
assist
honey.
teams
No
from time to
problem.
time or for
Thanks for
specific
passing through.
circumstances, or sometimes athletes are just not too relaxed, and that causes them to drop the gun before, and you have a number of false starts as a result. So it's a multiplicity of elements that would need to be looked at personnel-wise from either the official side, the athlete side, also equipment as mentioned. So it's not just one thing that could be leading to the false starts. I remember Leslie, when he was on air with us last 2 days, he mentioned during your high school championships some weeks ago, there was a number of all stars. Interestingly, that at the end of that broadcast, I think it was Saturday, we were down by the media room, and there were some gentlemen from the defense force outside, and they were having a conversation, and the very same thing that came up there, because one of the grenadiers, I think two grenadiers with a false start, earlier in the day, and they said this is the same thing that happened at the high school championship, and it's being repeated here. So clearly, in my mind, that's going to be speaking to something that needs to be addressed from the training. You would add but but you know, there's so much research, really, yes, yes, yes. Because it does take away from the event when, for example, you go back to Daegu 2011 World Championships, you see both favorites to win that 100 meters. False starts out of the race, makes way for your the youngest world champion over the 100 meters at that time. But the race would have lost the big name, you know. So it, and the build-up as well. So similarly, here at the Carifta game, when there are rivalries established or matchups expected, and you have a false start, and one of the key persons in that matchup is out, you know, the crowd is like, why did I bother to come here? And that's something that you don't want. So it's something that you really will have to work on from the training ground so that it's not a habit that repeats often or whenever the athlete comes to the competition. And you like certainly, as we get a live shot there, the competition has resumed now with the long jump for under 17 boys, event number 5. The longest records
I'm
on
gonna
the
show you. All right.
7.83 meters by the
You all right,
Ghanaian
baby?
7th Street Thompson.
Mm?
We have 11 competitors. We have gone through flight 1 already. Flight 2 has commenced. We have Brandon
Oh,
and
sweet.
Keisha already out to 6.5
Poor
meters.
baby.
But the lead is Michael Paul, the man who won bronze last year in this event. He leads after his first round jump of 6.93 meters ahead of Sean Edwards of Jamaica, 6.58 meters. And I mentioned that 6.3 by Rondo is on in round 2, puts him now third. So on the runway, I'm the time Jared Campbell, fourth at the moment, 6.44 meters is best mark from round 1. He's going to weigh his mark for round 2. And that battle between Michael Paul and Tarshawn Edwards could be an interesting one. Tarshawn Edwards, by the way, would have been over 7 meters already for contending this season, 6.96 meters, a 7-meter jumper himself. Yeah. So that battle expected to set the stage for this under 17 boys long jump competition. The 7.8 I will and with lots of serious challenges. But also show you the type of athlete that Paris Street Thompson is, and a few records here at the Carifta Games, but staggering records at that. So these are not going to be easy records to break. And it's exceptional talent to get to these marks. Exceptional talent. This seven so we'll talk a lot of 8-meter jumpers in the Caribbean at the under 20 that we have a few. So jumping close to 7-9 jump behind each other. We peacefully sometimes with having this and get this understand and so see live pictures of all the action taking place at the moment at the Ronnie James Stadium with the inspired day of the opposite army with you. For the new competition, another big jump on it. 7.3 meter line new serve was not shot 6. 93 already in the competition. The white flag. That's a foul for it in round number 2.
No fruit. Maybe I eat that from the smell. Maybe I eat that. Maybe I get some chicken from here, Ajay. I'm looking at the box, Ajay. Maybe it's not the box for a reason. Ajay, you know, put credit on the phone before we lose the number. You can't afford to lose a number, you know, Ajay. Do it tomorrow and then. Hmm? Good morning to you too, darling. Good morning.
Second at the moment in this long jump behind the goal, it seems for Edwards gets the white flag. 7 meters, which is quite good. Edwards. Edward. So confirmation that my third call did in fact call the second attempt.
What a jump. Wow.
Jamaica alongside some of those challenges. For first overall finish at the high school championships at September. On the runway now, though, is Helen Slater of Grenada. In that triple jump as well. Set exact competition. So it's only enough of the umbrellas for now. And it's clear enough. All competition, which is good news for most of the morning session. Later, it's a white flag on his second attempt is first round effort, 6.12 meters, has in sixth position. About to be shown 6.38 meters. So 6.38 meters for Baker, that means in the fifth position. Nice reduction. Yes, it's 2 minutes of one spot. Next on the runway from Barbados, Terrell Top. To a mark of 6.61 meters. Don't be on the board. Get on the board here. Right center again. So very good use of the board.
I'm just sitting at you. On the bottom is so on water. Share the corn paste, but it's so water.
We had a full time last night to continue.
I mean, that's what to do then.
So Tyrrell at the moment had a foul in round one. So 6 meters on the money. 6.00 meters for him. That puts him just about 8 at the moment in the competition. On the runway now, the final jumper for round one, that's Kaden Miller of the Bahamas. You see the mark, 6.57 meters. Polish down the runway, that's the flag hold for me. So in ninth position. Of the Bahamas. Had a foul, 2 fouls as a matter of fact. So similar to Brooklyn Little last evening of the league, he needs to make it or break it here. I hope that it's a trauma, another foul, and he's out of the competition. To get into the top 8, he needs 6 meters or better. not that tight on the car. Gets down the runway. Behind the board gets a safe jump. Will that safe jump be good enough? Wait and see. The white flag goes up for him. Show for sheer fact. He went 45.55 meters, so he exit the competition. Good enough. Maybe the conditions that mark good enough as conditions to get into the top 8. This man was in the high jump. Randall of St. Lucia, currently sitting in the bronze medal position with a best of 6.52 meters. Behind the board again, safe jump for him. Not too happy though. Long jump, triple jump, or long jump sprint aerobics. So missed the middle. He was expected the middle in the high jump last week. On the first day of competition. He able to get that middle. Fourth. He's in the bronze medal position now and want to at least stay there to secure a medal. For Monroe, so no improvement for him. 6.52 from round 2. Sufficient to keep him in that bronze medal position at the moment as we see Gerald Campbell next on the runway, the man from Guyana. He has been having a decent championships and hopefully very, very good first with 3 gold medals. 3 very good gold medals. One had a record, the 4x4 mix. Down the runway, so behind the board, so to the quickly. One time raised for him. Not registered so far, having in 4th position, 6.44 meters. Seeded mark, one coming in.
You see it on? Oh my, must have covered it.
On the runway now.
Oh,
All Welch.
hey, let's scratch it. Oh my, who's sweet.
7th position.
Poor baby.
6 meters. Focus here. to block out all the distractions. Amari Welch. On the 17 long jump final. Just joining our coverage here of the Carifta Games 2026, the 53rd staging of the Carifta Games. Welcome to the broadcast. Side way in the name of Continue on the 17 boys long jump. So this tool making its way on the board. This time. So 1-4 meters then for Mari Welch. In 7th position, but it's on his previous best mark of 6.06 meters. The camera pan on the leader of the competition. That's Little Paul of Trinidad and Tobago. 6.93 meters is lead done in run number 1, had a roll and a foul in run number 2 with what appeared to be a huge jump as well. 703 at his best fall. Strong stronger only. Love the use of the board there. We're going to take a look. Maybe a red flag. Said this last evening, the 2 times before now that I've seen the official go across to check the replay of the jump. Maybe lands or put lands on the board, comes up with a red flag, and there it goes again, 3rd time in a row. So he's nearing a big one again, Nicola Paul just needs to get that written on the board. The fact though that the officials have to be looking at the review of it shows how close perfection he is on the board. Dylan Gardner next, Turks and Caicos Islands, he's on the runway now. His best mark so far, 6.29 meters, he's in 6th position. Number 17 boys long jump final.
But madam, iodine she used for it. And supplements. But my boss never buy one iodine for this week. Okay? Any final one today? Eh?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Final one today?
Yeah, but, yeah, them a jump, them a jump. Them a jump.
No running?
Then them a do running to the something them, to the rain that fall like them must
Okay.
want the chalk feet.
Okay.
Yeah, them like them no want the, what that mommy?
No, I can't be so good.
Oh,
Give me one next one like it. You tell her me no want no more. Them thing I use with the spring and ketchup. You know.
what them there? Can I plant?
Eh?
Wait, plant name.
Them plant.
Oh. You hear? Rexishim is a China friend. He must say, he want to see the plant. Him see the plant name can know. the name. See it here. You see it?
Behind the board once more for Edward.
You see it name Love Me Crazy.
Too happy with that jump.
That's why it's so crazy. But they turn from low. If I saw somebody love me crazy, you know, I don't love you. That's too much love. Maybe.
So close to the stands and not a lot of
So nobody, what one? Huh?
Oh, I'm gonna make Adrian get the chicken so at least Andrew come can get something. Cause at 1 o'clock he want come get something. AJ, you might have to wake up your grandson, grandma. Can breeze off and get some iron.
Go buy one next quarter.
6.51 meters is not that coconut.
One next one? Oh, I'm to the other. Oh, you used one yesterday. Yeah. I'm going to the rest is so different.
That appear to be massive jumps that he's from 400.
Live. You can give me a code.
Little girl.
Because if he doesn't jump
She don't know what they become of
6 meters, it's not going to advance or continue the competition. His place at the moment is 6.00 meters from of Barbados. It's not good enough. 5.4.
This is attitude.
This is a mark of the competition which is good
I just
for
said
him.
attitude, yeah, go with.
Yeah, true.
It's time around. You're Midland, so St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Try about 10 o'clock, you know.
In the 11th position.
AJ,
7th in the triple jump final.
Johnny, Johnny, come here.
Something for look, but you can't just in the bed lie down so, and then you expect when you get up you want food.
Come here.
Put on the piece, yeah?
Yeah, put on the piece for me, please.
You know, say, I haven't eaten anything for a morning.
What could I cost this?
You can take medication.
That's, wow, bop. Yeah, go out with yourself, goodie.
That they tend to look down when they get close to the board as opposed to some of our
How much am I do? I buy one?
they know
Two, alright.
time to the board. So by the time they're expected to be at the board, they're on the board, almost sometimes pick up the
You still want cock soup too?
middle part of the board to get them a good job using its assistance. But the juniors, not yet for the most part at that point, 6.12 meters they mark for Slater, so no improvement for him. They remain in a good position. So it takes time for athletes to learn how to do that, and that could potentially be one of the reasons that's impacting some of these athletes jumping from behind the ball. Barbados, 8th position, and one athlete can frog in at this point. He gets the white flag. Caleb Mill of the Bahamas can beat frog in, lose it 9th, start is in 8th. 6.18 meters, so an improvement for Clark in round number 3. That puts him to 7th position now. So Omari Welsh of Guyana at 6.14 meters. We'll now have to hope that Caden Miller of the Bahamas doesn't go beyond 6.14 meters. And Miller, Bahamas, he's now on the runway for his 3rd round attempt. 5.89 meters he's done so far. Prior to Terrell's last jump, it was a easier task to potentially maneuver. He did 11 centimeters to get to 6 meters. Now he needs much more than that. He needs to go beyond 6.14 meters, 6.15 or better, and he's in the top 8. Yes. Miller, did the triple jump, Caden Miller, 6.43, his personal best. Seeded mark 6.57, likely wing aided, no wing indicated. Down the runway.
What?
So, no improvement here. One legal mark, 5.89 meters. So we know our top 8 rounds of jumping in this under 17 boys long jump final. Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago, 6.93 meters. Leads them out. Sean Edwards of Jamaica, 6.58 meters in second. Randall Monroe is in third at 6.52 meters. Fourth, Gerald Campbell of Guyana, 6.44 meters. Fifth, Temon Slater of Grenada, 6.38 meters. Sixth is Dylan Gardner of the
Just making things
Island
better.
at 6.29 meters.
Oh, the high
Seventh, Terrell Clark of Barbados, 6.18 meters. And eighth, Omari Welsh of Guyana, his best mark, 6.14 meters. Those are the top 8. They'll be afforded a further
So,
3 jumps in
the eye, you know, what the
under
eye.
17 boys long jump action. Yeah,
So, oh, we are going to cook the chicken.
then
Where by Vigilance?
Alright, I'll just get that.
I'm asking if you buy the Vigilance.
It's a breaking competition for the officials to make ordering of the athletes. Jumping in reverse order from 8th to 1st for the 3 rounds.
150 for the Vigilance.
Yeah, because briefly just now in
Yeah,
terms
going more than one.
of how many of the young men of this also the 17. But more competition is what gets take that extra meat. And really there's a need. The meat is something that's shocking. Shocking now. Get some competition among these simply jumpers. Period. Triple jumper, high jump, long jump. Where most common you would see track meets. The females tend to get overlooked mostly. It's a very interesting topic because for the most part a track event it's one race and that's it. For field events you have multiple rounds. It could be horizontal jumps for example or the throws. For the vertical jumps it could go on forever. I to the point the pole vault to the decathlon at the World Championships and the Olympics for the past 2 major championships, 2024 and 2025. The pole vault on the Sunday morning tends to go up until almost the start of the evening session on the same day. So most persons, if they don't love the sport, they're not going to sit around to watch that unless, of course, there's a potential for a record, and that doesn't happen so often for the multis. Maybe one of the practices is jumping goal. Everybody's going to remain in the stands as we see a furry visitor there. Yeah, that's a friendly wagon to see, so I guess all is well. But Mary and that was some competition. It was, if it was one had fixed to the looking at that competition. So really when it's true life is cool, it's best thing. But there's still some work to be done. get more people, more spectators, more fans involved in these events. And some countries are starting to do it. I know, for example, in Jamaica, the throwers, they have created a series of meets that they have just throwing events, and that has a large following as well. Maybe for persons who are interested in seeing the other events in the field, they could do something similar. But it does take investment. It does take someone to love the sport enough to separate the field or to give more prominence to the events than as opposed to what they get when it's twin track events. And I, as an announcer, sometimes get the stick for failing to, give prominence to events. It's a discussion for another day, I tell you. It's not the easiest thing when you have so many track events going back to back to back, and you can hardly get a chance to focus on the field events. As you see here at the Carifta Games, we're now able to give more attention to the field events just because of how scheduled it is. So that helps as well. Yes, that's foundation. And and it has to start. That's the level that's the way it has to start. You started with young, very young, jumping today. Yes. Yes, started in there is something very jump and that's almost totally naked. So you're tuning into that coverage of the 53rd stages of the Caribbean Games 2026 Grenada. It's the fourth time that the country of Grenada hosted the Games 2016, 2024, and now in 2026. I was told the last time it was held here in 2024, it rained some of the days as well. Yes, we like it. We like it too. It's big food according to plan.
Yeah, man, I don't know. And it's rough. It's rough.
Going to get the restart of the under 17 boys long jump. The reordering has been completed. And from Guyana, Omari Welsh will start the days off. 6.14 meters. His best so far that was achieved in the previous round number 3. So he's heading in the right direction. Omari Welsh. Still waiting word as to whether the 4x4 boys will be run. We had 9 teams declared for that heat. Usually from time to time we will have a team dropping off. So interestingly last evening with the 4x1 for under 20 boys as we await Omari Welch, and say that after Omari Welch of Guyana comes down the runway on number 4. Good use of the board. Improvement for him. He'll get the white flag. Shaking his head though. As to say that he's not too happy with it. Yes. Really hoping for an improvement. Trouble the medals. He needs 6.53 or greater. That's the mark that has Randall Monroe sitting third.
He says me and still right, so I will get you right.
For actions.
Before you try that one with my rice. Okay, so I want to make it no, so they still don't ask me who's Brenda was right, you know. They said they'll give the phone board a chance. I'm sorry.
So that won't affect anyone else in the competition. Current partner of Barbados has then improved the jump in round number 3 at 6.18 meters. So the runner will take his round number 4 jump. Remember to make the point about the 4x1 last meeting. After the conclusion of Curtis' jump. Use of the board to show this one is also his personal best as well. So the point I was making regarding the 4x1 is that they had heats for the 4x1 under 20 boys yesterday afternoon, but in the final, one team did not show that would have qualified from the heats. So it goes to show that certain things are a little fluid as well, and we're waiting for confirmation of whether the 4x4 from under 17 boys, which should have been 2 heats as we had 9 teams declared, and we're waiting to see if that will be run. Chances are maybe there's 8 teams reporting or less than the 9 teams declared reporting at the call room. That would mean that we go to a straight final. Clark Smart dead on 6 meters, 6.00 meters. That would be a foul though for the man from Turks and Caicos. Dylan Gardner went over the board.
I'm scared that won't thing there. I don't even know kind of pom-pom. Or Jamaica win gold in a javelin and we win gold in our high jump.
Since morning.
Position at the moment.
I'm more than one event to go in. As you said, so one of the event name to go. She must get something.
Further joy to Grenada.
You just said, I don't feel like something like that. You fully back still. I don't know, but I told you that.
4x4.
Mama, you know who I use this?
Also got points in the high jump as well. Last evening.
Okay.
Target 6.53 or better. Behind the board once more. Not generating a lot of lift though. The momentum is good coming down the board for these jumpers, Bernard, but no lift. Really challenging. That's going to be very. Seems as if he needs back because that mark is much closer to the edge of the pit.
So then put it down, put up for them. We have to always
Grenada, since his second round attempt at 6.38 has repeated 6.12 meters, which he did in the first round, and again in the third round.
I see them get up in the morning. Then get up in the morning and beside them. As I said, tomorrow, make it just wake up early and just
1.72 meters for
get the
State
ball
of
out.
Grenada. On the runway, Jared Campbell of Guyana sits outside the middle, 6.44 meters, 8 centimeters of 6.52. Based on his count back, if he jumps 6.52, he will be the bronze
I don't
position.
know some is
He
really
gets the lift this time though. Jared Campbell. He's not happy about that, but it is a better jump from his last one at 6.12. Will it go up to the 6.44 though that he did in round 1? He's making the point that if Campbell goes up to 6.5 meters, which is the same as Randall Monroe St. Lucia, he'd be in the bronze medal position by virtue of back 6.33, 6.12 as opposed to Randall's 6.04 and 5.19. the standing here. The referee having a look at something. In the wings, the man Randall Monroe who sits in the bronze medal position away his turn. Tour on tour on the stick. Spring that series, somebody done it. Having a laugh at something. But in the meantime, you're not missing any action. I don't see. But there's Michael and Patton together. Final score. That's jump. And then we can push a word as to what happened. If the central heats 4x4 on that 17 points. So still waiting for that measurement to be taken as they look to get a replacement measurement, tape measure. One has come to the fore now. And if you did, it should be, I might use tactic now or get a bragging tape. The result should be the same. But not necessarily, because implements are supposed to be certified. So I think that's really the concern that they're having. Absolutely correct there. We're going to go with a regular tape measure, but if a regular happens, you're going to need to get a steel tape involved. See, good morning to persons tuning into the broadcast across the Caribbean region and across the globe. Cable Bahamas, out of the Bahamas, CBC TV in Barbados, CBN TV in the British Virgin Islands, GBN TV right here in Grenada, Television Jamaica TVJ in Jamaica, Helen TV in St. Lucia, and of course our wider international audiences using the various digital streaming platforms, FlowTrack if you're in the USA or Canada, or on the World Athletics platforms. Say good morning to you. It's the third and final day of the Carifta Games 2026, the 53rd staging. That's at Congress also ongoing. Here momentarily, sometime later on today, who the next host of the games will be. We'll also have the Austin City Award later on tonight at the end
My
of the
God.
games. The games are already
Grandma, you want him going to ask you your ears up. Your ears?
and to be fixed in the decathlon, 6,824 points, which is the third best mark in the world this year. So that puts him in the conversation. Tyra Fenton of Antigua and Barbuda has already earned 2 medals of the 3 she's trying to earn. Bronze in the 400, which was her pivot, 1 gold last year. 1 gold in the 100. She has 200 later on. 6.19 meters for Jared Campbell of Guyana. So no improvement for him. He continues to keep a consistent series. Wait now to see if there's going to be any other athlete who puts themselves in the conversation by the end of the night's proceedings.
Much more.
It's nothing. We see Randall Monroe, St. Lucia on the runway. 6.52 meters is best, keeps him in the bronze medal position. He's looking for an improvement. Sean Edwards inside, but that won't do it. He gets the white flag nonetheless. Thought he was good on the board, but just never generated any lift. Sean Edwards, the man in the silver medal position at the moment, he's goal next.
Well, she said, oh, I'm back.
Maybe Edwards. Biggest jack or leader. Bernard, confirmation coming that the boys under 17 4x400 meters relay is now a straight final. So the boys under 17 long jump competition is the final action on this morning session. Short session, but very competitive. Okay. Sean Edwards of Jamaica. Silver medalist in the triple jump. Coming to the crowd asking for their support. Sometimes when I see athletes do this, the crowd sometimes just doesn't clap in the same rhythm. And sometimes the rhythm that they started with, which is correct, ends up changing to a different rhythm as he motors down the runway. Good on the board here for Edwards.
What you said about it. That's what you want to see.
Gets the white flag, turns back, he has a look at the officials, he looks at the mark.
Didn't get a lot of height or lift. It's certainly in terms of the usually.
I don't know where this coach at the moment. He'll be hoping for an improvement of 6 meters and 58. So Michael Paul waits in the background of the shot. The Trinidadian leads the competition. 6.93 meters, done on his first attempt. He has had 2 falls since. It's a big one for Edwards to clear. $6.52 meters, so not an improvement. 6 centimeters less than his best mark of 6.58 meters. So consistent series for Sean Edwards, 6.58, 6.48, 6.51, and 6.52. This is the leader in the competition, Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago.
Staff.
Oh, he's going to stay 6.8. It's not 3 jumps. They're all down.
That one he thought to himself that, hey, I'm still leading the competition, that he just wasted this jump. But seems as if something was off in that run. The latter part of that run towards the board for Paul, and just decided to run through instead.
Sean?
And getting a message here that with regard to athletes asking for support from the fans, some athletes choose not to get that support. It can be a distraction for them. So it just depends on what you feel for.
Yes, sometimes it's so there. But any distraction whatsoever.
This is round number 5 about to begin. Omari Welch of Guyana, 6.14 meters, his best mark still. That came in round number 3. On the runway he goes. Good use of the board as well. But he's not happy, hands on head.
It's a white flag.
I'll tell you this, if it's a foul, the red flag is going to go up immediately, or if you see the official starts walking across to look at that replay, it's likely going to be judged a foul. So Welch is waiting for his mark to be measured, but similar to the previous round, where it had measured 5.74, that mark there that is being measured appears to be an indentation that he made with his hand.
Oh, thank you. All right. But that's not a long distance.
So the mark for Omari Welch comes back at 4.91 meters. So
I think they have till them now. They're measuring. Must have been a hand.
which explains why immediately he put his hands on his head. So you see the Barbadian Tyrrell Clark getting ready for his 5th round jump. Round number 5 of action, the boys under 17 long jump competition.
It just doesn't look right there.
Yeah, something went off with the run. He was in full speed, appeared to have eased up a bit, and then last minute decided, well, I'm going to just take off.
Wasn't it? Hasn't become tough. Useful. These young men probably have retired.
It's a possibility as well.
Keep us now.
Dylan Gardner, he's in the 6th position, 6.29 meters. Still his best mark. That came in round number 2. He has had 5.85 meters and 6.18 meters as well, plus a foul in the previous round. By the way, with a foul in his 5th round attempt. Behind the board once more for Gardner on Turks and Caicos Islands.
I think we can challenge to get a better jump. That is 6.29. Look at it, maybe that.
He awaits the measurement now. 6.22 meters for Gardner, not an improvement though. So he remained in 6th position. Seconds later, Grenada, he goes next in 5th. Remind you, the middle position, 6.93, 6.58, and 6.52 meters. Those are the marks that the competitors have that have placed them in the middle positions. Paul, Edwards, and Monroe, 1st to 3rd respectively.
They've actually said 6.38. That's something to read.
You want to give the early morning fans something to cheer about here, Lisa. Good use of the board. Got some distance as well. You can hear some cheers in the background as well. Gets the white flag.
Much better jump. Much better jump.
So Slater, 6.38 meters as mentioned. DC want to jump or go further like 6.45, which would take him into 4th position, or 6.53, which would move him into the bronze medal position. So he goes 6.22 meters as well. And that was the same mark as Gardner from Turks and Caicos Islands on the previous jump. What will Gerald Campbell do? This is his 5th round attempt, 6.44 meters, sitting outside the medals at the moment, 8 centimeters behind. 3rd place at the moment is Gerald Campbell of Guyana.
Campbell has been jumping 6 and 6 above. Right through. Let's see what he does there. He might have limited the number.
Behind the board again for Campbell. The white flag raised for him.
That's a height. So really matters. That's
So 6.43 meters for Campbell. 1 centimeter off his best mark today, which is 6.44.
Better than it looked.
Now the man in the bronze medal position, Randall Monroe, St. Lucia. Sure Terry Finisterre is somewhere close by.
6.52. He can consolidate his position there. Only better than 6.52. St. Lucia's up next.
Monroe on the runway behind the board, but got some distance with that jump. He was finisher in the high jump competition. He gets the white flag as well. He wants more than 652.
Really want to keep that momentum. One jump to come.
Hip measure as straight and flat as possible.
If they gave a picture to the end. Oh, it's a big one.
6.60 meters for Monroe. Puts him in the silver medal position at the moment.
It's a big one. St. Lucia.
He leapfrogs Sean Edwards of Jamaica, who is now on the runway. Third? No.
Come young man, time to run now. Come.
Shot focus is Edwards. Psyching himself up as he gets ready to go down the runway. He knows that he's now in the bronze medal position and occupied the silver medal position since round 1. Gets the height here, gets some sand in the air as well.
Yeah.
Gets the white flag, which is most important, but will it put him back in the silver or gold medal position?
Yeah, a bit of gold. And a month. Technically a good jump. And take with a long jump. Boys, under 17. Final competition for the morning session. Somebody's happy.
He's got that time. His mark about to be shown. 6.71 meters. And Sean Edwards of Jamaica goes back into that silver medal position.
It's a big one. The competition is heating up there.
Love to see Randall Monroe's reaction here as you await Michael Paul's 5th round jump.
Michael Paul means any jump.
Yeah, we don't normally check this something them.
Yeah, no, the mark since his first attempt, that 6 times.
5,000.
Sometimes all he needs is just that one big jump.
Give us interest.
Oh, unless the car goes.
Michael Paul asking for the support of
And the bill comes to the one at the bottom, you know, so I'll try to get to the credit.
this morning to support the long jump in his under 17 final.
Yeah.
Behind the board, it's the same jump though, and it looks big too.
Big jump. Big distance behind the ball.
So white flag.
physically tougher and better whenever it's faster. Confidence booster there. Just to get something. Anything. Point 6.66 for Michael Fall registers another legal mark. So he maintains his lead in this segment. He's still our leader. So that ends round number 5. Round number 6 about to get underway, the final round of the under 17 boys long jump competition. This is Omari Welsh of Guyana. Last 2 jumps have been below 6 meters. 6 meters and 14 and 6.14 meters is best mark today. And better, still not happy though. White flag comes up. Move up. That reaction. Meters on the money. 6.00. So Omari Welsh of Guyana will end in 8th position. Best of 6.14 meters. We're found 6.18 meters.
I wonder if grandma, if she put on, because she does do the extra baked bean, because when I put on the extra baked bean on it, we have to 5,000, 840. But when I take it off, we have to 5,000, 590. So look at me for go up, look at me for go.
Speeding down the runway. Was right over the board.
When the guy would look at it, because I can't see.
In this competition, he ends with 6.18 meters.
So when I need first thing there.
First again.
For fear, come on. Be it. So I'm checking up the summer over, I'm checking up on my head grandma, and I 5,590. May I get. Right? Check up again, I'm put the baked bean on it.
At the moment.
I'm put the baked bean on it. They get the 5,840. So obviously she give me the malta, but the extra baked bean I want to eat through the bill. So she knows some bill always be a certain amount. She just roll it off. I just give me an extra baked bean. I just take TFC. So add up everything.
Behind the board.
No, it doesn't show the take PFP, but may I show you say all the bills. When I took up everything from my head, I'm tired then. I'm just use my head alone and use the card in the car. Sometimes you don't know my head, sometimes I work out. Can't work out. I'm going to take my time, I'm going to look, I'm going to shift my head, I'm going to decide to the 5 nights. I'm going to chew my brain, because I'm going to get one day. When we treat about the calculator, I'll see in 5 to the 5 nights again.
That's an interesting.
So what we have to do now, in there, we go around it and explain to us say, oh, we see one thing there, and what we actually do what you want, we can actually
long jump.
our self or whatever, or not type of, even though we buy no more extra, we can now over, now ever, yeah, more than what it is.
And it's not fair for the mother to look at that and issue with
7
always
later, Grenada's
something, one thing
medal hope in this competition. He's in 6th position. Has to jump 6.61 or better to be in a medal position.
So that's good.
Jeffrey?
Alright. No, they
Oh, triple.
Good use of the board for the Grenadians. White flag goes up for him.
This should be in and around.
Cover it so we can find.
Final round of jumping. Second place of Grenada, the most recent jumper not to get his mark. 5.97 meters.
That's rare.
So he's finishing 8th position. So from 8 through to 5, that's 8th position to the 6th position. No changes there coming into round number 6. No changes after they would have jumped. Now Gerald Campbell of Guyana, the only man that can disturb the youngsters who have been holding the medal position since round 1. Will Gerald Campbell be given an invitation to get into the medal party?
Yes, it's done. 6.44. Good, yeah.
Much more than that on this final round. 6.61 meters or better.
Get it. Fantastic.
Here comes Campbell. Oh, that's a foul.
That's a big one.
So, invitation received for Gerald Campbell of Guyana. He's ending 4th position with 6.44 meters at his best. So we now know the medalists. The question is, what colors will they get? Randall Monroe of St. Lucia, Sean Edwards of Jamaica, and Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago are the medalists in the under-17 boys long jump competition. They'll have their final jumps coming up now to determine the color of those medals. This is Randall Monroe, St. Lucia.
That's number 6.60.
Which was the previous round as well, Bernard.
Look good in the class now. Remember this.
So he goes 1K higher than he finished in the high jump.
Let me see the young man over there top though. That the back. They're right to the Jamaican at all.
Medal, I believe, of the games. The suite of medals, 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze.
Alright, Mr. Bowling. Alright, woo!
For
We get a white card now. Come on, white flag.
6.60. Let's get a confirmation.
Yeah.
Then have to visit.
So I'm gonna say, oh, you see our trophy, but I'm see your trophy that I'm not training for, I'm training for the kids there. I like when kids are doing well.
Confirmed for
But which country they are from.
Monroe, you wait the official reading of the
I have three boys, and I love to see the young man them doing well than going out doing not so good things. Right, Jamaica until that time now.
Boy, long time under 17. Final map. Color and medal.
no more jumpers to put in under 17 more long jump final. Monroe needs 672 or this one. So Randall Monroe St. Lucia, the bronze medalist, that has been confirmed in the under 17 boys long jump final. Sean Edwards of Jamaica, he'll go next. He needs 6.94 meters or better. Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago from that gold medal position. And Paul also has his jump coming well. So whatever Sean does here, if he goes beyond 6.93 Paul will have a chance to respond. Last chance to go.
Did you see what happened? Did you see what happened?
Exactly. Has a silver medal already in the triple jump. Good use of the board, gets the height as well. Yeah. The white flag goes up. Oh, I think we have a competition here. But his body language is not telling me though whether he believes it's a big jump. There's some competition here. The last one, 671. Anyway.
You said, Grandma, when you tell me, you know, what time the time is, Grandma,
the mark has been measured. That mark is 6.58 meters, so silver again for Carlshon Edwards, which means that the gold medal designate for the under 17 boys long jump, who is on the runway now, is Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago. Says a prayer, has his hands on his head. 6.93 meters. What will he give us here in the final round of the under 17 boys long jump final? Only 2 legal marks, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that one of them has given him the gold. Yeah. This is for the glory. Ready is it. Leader. 11. On the runway, high knees, behind the board, way behind the board. Lovely gets the white flag.
You get a white flag. I don't know how much you do.
Mark for Carlshon Edwards, 6.16 meters in the system, not 6.58 that we saw on the board. But nonetheless, it's still confirmed silver for him. Gold confirmed now for Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago. Gets his flag immediately. And that will end the competition in the under 17 boys long jump here on day number 3, the final event of the morning session. Long jump. 6.15 meters confirmed for Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago. It's your gold medalist, your medalist again, Michael Paul, gold. 6.93 is best. Carlshon Edwards of Jamaica, 6.71 in second for the silver. And in third for the bronze, Randall Monroe. St. Lucia, he set 6.60 meters. And here's his picture. Activity on the track for this is the morning session.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll come back later on with the action in the afternoon session here inside the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. To give you an idea as to the events to expect later on, we have the discus throw final for under 20 girls. The sprint hurdles final will also be on show. The boys pole vault open event will be in the field. The under 17 girls triple jump comes up as well. The boys under 20 shot put event will be there. We'll have the 2 final events in the girls heptathlon competition. First the javelins, and then of course the 800 meters. We'll also have the 800 meters final. We'll also have Special Olympic 200 meters races for girls and boys. The triple jump under 20 boys will also be on the card, as well as the under 17 discus throw finals for boys, and the 4x400 meters relay. We'll also have the 5,000 meters open for under 20, well, 5,000 meters for under 20 boys, which will come just before the 4x400 meters relay that closes the show. And that's what things will look like in this afternoon session. The resumption time for competition, 3 p.m. local time. That's about 3 hours away from now. So I must lot of persons will be heading over to the cultural village momentarily. But Bernard, before we jump out of here, we're going to wait to see if Clyde will be getting to speak to Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago, who just won gold in the long jump. But in the meantime, quick recap of what took place in the morning session. The javelin throw for under 17 girls. Shamanda Wilmot with her final throw, 46.29 meters, winning the gold.
Like the last throw.
And she would have won ahead of Denise Charles of Antigua and Barbuda, who came in as the defending champion. She ended with 46.27 meters, which was achieved on her first throw. Interestingly, Wilmot's first throw, 42.70, and Charles' last throw, 42.28 meters. Nearviv Machona of Curacao won bronze in the javelin as well behind Charles and Wilmot. In the under 20 girls javelin throw competition, Davine Bernard of Jamaica, 1.78 meters, equaled her season's best in the high jump to take gold ahead of the British Virgin Islands like Jacqueline Morton, who also broke the national record with that clearance at 1.76 meters, and Alexandria Kamalafi of the Bahamas, 1.70 meters, got the bronze. The other events on the morning, we had the sprint hurdles for under 17 girls. Michaela Gordon top in qualifying with 13.45 seconds. Shauna Godfrey of Jamaica, Sharifa Fernandez, Defari of Curacao, Jada Smith of the Bahamas, Chelsea Joseph of Trinidad and Tobago, Kinsey Leping of Martinique, Virginie Huggins of St. Kitts and Nevis, and Tiara McLean are also the other finalists in the under 17 girls 100-meter hurdles. On the track just now on the screen, we have just seen the first section of the under 20 girls 100-meter hurdles. Tiana Marshall leading all in qualifying, the defending champion. This is her teammate, Akila Bell. She's second fastest at 13.62 going into that final. But Tiana Marshall below 13 seconds this season. Jenna Marie Thomas of Trinidad and Tobago took bronze in the 400-meter hurdles last evening. Also makes it through to the final. Sophia Swindle of the U.S. Virgin Islands is in the final. So too is Alisa Herod of Barbados, and Akia Greenwich also of Barbados. Jasmine Thompson of the Bahamas, and Kilis Gomez of Trinidad and Tobago, the other finalists in the under 20 girls 100-meter hurdles. The boys, on the other hand, the under 20 boys 110-meter hurdles, in this shot on the inside from Jamaica, was second fastest in qualifying. Went ahead of the man from Guadeloupe, Pierre Joseph, in section 1. And just behind him, Omari Brown, or rather the man from St. Kitts, Jean Webb. You see, easier finish, you won't see him to finish them back in the heat for Romario Gibbonson of Jamaica. And the fastest man in qualifying, Jacario Wilson, missed the medal last season in the 4 hurdles, the under 17 champion at 110 hurdles last year. Look at him here in the middle of the picture, cruising away from Amari Brown and Robert Miller of Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica respectively. So Jacari Wilson would want to put the disappointment of not earning a medal in the 400 hurdles last evening. We certainly will be favored to get a medal and potentially strike gold later on in the final. 13.48, the fastest time going into the final, courtesy of Wilson. And of course we had, as mentioned, the under 17 boys long jump, which just concluded. And Bernard, your take as to what happened this morning, as you see Paul getting that 6.93 distance to take the gold.
There was very competitive there. And somebody that looked at technical competence good enough. And whatever better information you can get from that perhaps on point. And winning, not just winning, but the comfort of reaching 150. So I think this tells us that the final was later than after the evening.
Certainly, sir, we had to wrap up our coverage of the morning session, just waiting for Clyde to let us know if he has gotten the gold medalist in the long jump, Michael Paul. On the screen, you get a shot here, one of the better places to be this time of the day. Rhythms to completion. That's where you were yesterday. You said that you had the best view of the house, Bernard. Exactly, that's where it was. It doesn't get better than this.
It's not every day it's a company.
Well, this is the morning session for day 3.
I know too.
A lot of action in this short morning session. A lot of action. When you come back join us later this afternoon into the evening. All series of finals. So, not hearing from Clyde, so we're going to end our coverage here for this morning session. We'll be back later on this afternoon. As soon as Clyde has the microphone, Clyde, are you hearing us?
What time? It's after 11 or 1 or what
Yes,
time?
I'm hearing you, Donald, and
Come on,
with Michael Paul, because normally at this jump you start slow and you build, but you came out firing 6.90 on your first round, proving to be the ultimate. Tell us about that event.
Honestly, I didn't expect to jump 693. I expected much higher standards of myself, but with the unpredictable win, I just took my losses and went out there and did my thing.
Alright, after the first jump, the rhythm seemed to be off slightly against, as you said, the wind, but in terms of the training and the preparation, how prepared were you coming into this event?
I was very prepared. A lot of hard work and dedication, lots of setbacks, and just a lot of stuff happening in training that you wouldn't expect. But I came in here mentally and physically prepared for this event, which is why I came out with this attitude.
Alright, well, I know you have a lot of support here in Grenada, but there must be some persons back home that you want to shout out.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Mr. Ken. I love you, Mr. Ken. Mr. Wendell. I love all them. But they was here from day one and still here.
Alright, so there you heard it from Michael Paul, the gold medalist from Trinidad and Tobago in the boys under 20 long jump.
Thank you very much, Clyde. So that does it for our coverage here of the morning session of the final day of action here at the Carifta Games. We'll send you back to your respective studios. We will be back later on this afternoon. The first action slated to get back at 3:15 p.m., but we'll be here much earlier than that to give you some roundup, some interviews, and to look ahead as to what is to come for this final day of what has been an exciting Carifta Games here in Grenada. See you soon.
That was broadcast of the Carifta Games 2026.
phone some charge. 1, 2, 3, 4.